Hello gorgeous peeps, I'm Chris from TechSpert and today we're going to be reviewing the Beats Fit Pro, some fresh new premium True Wireless Earbuds which will cost £199 when they go on sale here in the UK from January the 28th. So right up there in terms of the pricing with the most premium True Wireless earbuds you can grab in 2022, considerably more expensive than the Beats Studio Buds and almost as expensive as those Power Beats Pro. Now I've been testing out the Beats Fit Pro for over a week now, so here's my in-depth review, and for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do poke, subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! So first up, you can grab the Beats Fit Pro in a choice of 4 different colours. You've got your bog standard black and white, otherwise also sage green, and this very fetching, supremely macho pinky purpley effort. Inside of the Beats Fit Pro box, you've got 3 different sizes of the fleshy ear tips. You can find a size that fits your own particular lug hole size and shape. And Beats has included a fun little test as well, just to make sure you are using the right size of earbud as well. Make sure you've got a really sound fit. I mean, obviously you can sort of go by feel to make sure you've got the right size of tip, but it's good to have extra confirmation that indeed, yes, you are using the right size for you. The method of insertion, nice and easy, just stick them in there and then rotate basically, and they will fit in there nice and firmly. And because the Beats Fit Pro are designed with active users in mind, so people who are going to be, jogging or hitting the gym, things like that, you do get this flexible wingtip, which just helps to lodge the True Wireless earbuds there firmly into your ears. Make sure they don't go flying out of your head when you're jogging down the street. And I found that this certainly did the job. The Beats Fit Pro are incredibly stable, some of the best out there for active users. And just to prove how good that fit is, mosh test! Unfortunately, however, although the fit is really, really stable, I do find that these flexible little hug things, they're not quite the right size and shape for my ear holes. They're not quite flexible enough as well to make them super comfortable to wear. I find there is constant pressure against this little fleshy bit of my ear, whatever on earth that is called. And it's absolutely fine for about an hour, maybe stretching to 2 hours. Then after that, I do start to get the old ear fatigue. Things start to ache a bit and I do have to take them out, even if it's just for 5 minutes or so to give myself a break. And yeah, it may well be that I have weirdly shaped ears and no other reviewers have had this exact problem, because Beats are very, very confident that it is a perfect design. But yes, certainly for me, it just did not really work for the long-term use. And now, frankly, I'm starting to get a little bit of an ear complex. As far as the Bluetooth connectivity goes, no real worries there whatsoever. I had a couple of occasions in the past sort of 10 days or so where they connected to my phone, but then they refused to play the actual audio. And I'm just, for full disclosure as well, I have been using them full time with Android smartphones because that's what I've been testing out rather than iPhones. But 19 times out of 20, they'll connect absolutely fine, pair up, no worries. And then the actual connection stays strong and stable as well, even when I'm in a really busy area, absolutely churning with fellow human beings, all using their own wireless gizmos. And of course, because these are premium True Wireless earbuds, they pack in all of the features you would hope for and expect. So for instance, you've got auto pause whenever you yank out one of the buds, then auto play as well. So whatever you're listening to will stop when you yank out the bud and then resume again when you shove it back in your head. And that's a feature we didn't get on the Beats Studio Buds, which were still pretty pricey, so it's good to see them actually included here on the Beats Fit Pro. And while most True Wireless earbuds feature touch-sensitive controls, so you just lightly tap one area of the external bit of it in order to pause, play, skip, etc, etc. Here on the Beats Fit Pro, it's actually a physical push button, which you just lightly poke in order to access those controls. The push section pretty much takes up the entire external surface of the Beats Fit Pro, so very easy to find and very intuitive. And they're very straightforward controls as well. Basically, a single tap will pause your music and then another tap will resume. You've got a double tap in order to skip forwards a track and a triple tap in order to skip back. Unfortunately, in the Beats app for Android, you can't configure those controls, so it's a real shame. I would have preferred, for instance, double tapping the left bud in order to skip back a track, double tap the right button in order to skip forward a track, and then maybe the triple taps could be volume control or something. But yeah, you can't do that inside of the Beats app. What you do have control over is the long press, which can either toggle between your ANC mode and transparency mode or just knock the whole lot off, or also conjure up your smartphone assistant. So personally, I was using the left bud to cycle the ANC on and off between that and transparency, and the right bud in order to call up my smartphone assistant. And speaking of smartphone assistants, you do have full Hey Siri hands-free support if you've got an iPhone, so you don't have to do any poking or prodding whatsoever to call her up. But as I say, I was testing on Android, so I didn't get a chance to check that out. Yeah, overall, the touch controls do get a thumbs up from me. The only slight problem is that because it's an actual push button, you are sort of driving the buds into your ears every time you use those touch controls. So if you do use them quite a bit, then yeah, you do get that little bit of ear fatigue a little bit sooner than you would have done. As for the audio quality, well, pretty solid here on the Beats Fit Pro, as you'd kind of hope for a £200 pair of True Wireless earbuds, especially considering they're only using the SBC and the AAC codecs. As usual, no support for aptX adaptive or anything like that, though thankfully, touch wood, haven't experienced any syncing issues whatsoever when I've been watching a bit of Disney+, Netflix, YouTube. I found that unlike the Beats of yesteryear, you once again have a pretty decent balance between the bass and the treble. The bass is slightly emphasized as usual, but really not to a horrific degree whatsoever. It doesn't matter what genre of music you're into, if it's classical, jazz, hip-hop, rock, metal. You don't necessarily get all of the finer details coming through on some of those more complex tracks, especially if you listen to a bit of jazz and blues or a bit of metal, but really, really solid all the same. And I did find the vocals in particular come through really crisp and clear and well-defined, so if you do listen to a lot of audiobooks or podcasts, then job done. And if you're on an iPhone 7 or later, you can enjoy a tasty bit of spatial audio action here on the Beats Fit Pro as well. So in supported content on the likes of Apple TV Plus, for instance, you'll find that the audio is directional, shifting as you move your head. And of course, like every other pair of premium True Wireless earbuds at this sort of price point, you've got active noise cancellation built into the Beats Fit Pro as well, and this is pretty bloody good. It's not quite up to the standard set by the likes of Sony, for instance, on their True Wireless earbuds, but very, very solid competition indeed. So if you're wandering down a high street, for instance, lots of traffic, going by lots of people, wandering by dogs, cats, whatever, you'll find that most of that surrounding sound is blocked out quite comfortably, so you can listen to the likes of podcasts and audiobooks again without having to jack the volume all the way up, which is definitely very much appreciated. But yeah, as with all wireless earbuds really, the quality of that ANC does depend on how good a fit you've got with your lug holes, so make sure you've got the right size of tip shoved in there. You've also got a transparency mode as well, which, as I said before, you can flick to with a long press of the buds, and this will just make you aware of everything that's going on around you. Basically pipes in all of that sound via the microphones, the twin beamforming microphones, which are built into the external bit of the Beats Fit Pro. And speaking of these mics, these are used whenever you're making a phone call or whatever via the Beats Fit Pro, and they're designed to lock onto your voice while also dampening out any background noise that's going on all around you. And does it work? Not really. Right, here I am walking down the street, got some traffic going by on the left hand side, and just tested out those microphones just to see how clearly they're picking up my voice and how good a job they're doing of drowning out all of that lovely traffic. Going up the stairs because I'm just walking down the street talking to myself with bright pink purpley things sticking out of my ears, but I don't care, I've got no dignity left. So as you can hear there, when I was making calls with people, they could hear what I was saying, but it certainly didn't do anything to drown out any of the noise that was going on around me either. So I'd say try not to make calls, you know, on your local high street or in the middle of a rave or anything like that. So battery life, and Beats reckon you'll get a full 6 hours of playtime from the Fit Pro if they are fully charged. And that is with the active noise cancellation turned on, otherwise you can expect an extra hour or two, and I found on my testing that's pretty much bang on. In fact, they sometimes got a little bit more than those 6 hours, usually around sort of 6.5 hours. And when they are fully drained or you just want to stash them away again, you've got, of course, the lovely Rotherfetch Beats Fit Pro case, which matches the colour of your buds. And yeah, it's not exactly the dinkiest charging case around. It's a bit of a monster, to be perfectly honest with you, but at least it's got that lovely rounded pebble style shape, and that helps it to slip inside of a pocket or a bag or whatever. As with most premium True Wireless earbuds, you've got fast charging support, so bang them in that case for around 5 to 10 minutes. You'll get around an hour of use from fully drained buds, and that is with ANC on. Even though the case itself is a bit of a whopper, you'll get around 3 full recharges of your buds from it before the case itself is fully drained as well. You can charge it back up again using a Type-C USB cable. You get a fantastically tiny one bundled in the box, but you know, you can provide your own. No wireless charging support, unfortunately, here on the Beats Fit Pro, which is a massive shame because most premium rivals and even some True Wireless earbuds roughly half the price of this thing do offer wireless charging now, so that's a bit of a bum. So right, there's my full final Beats Fit Pro review, and I gotta say I enjoyed using them, but for 199 quid I'd say maybe just chuck a bit extra in and upgrade to those Power Beats Pro, which are absolutely sublime, or the likes of the Sony WFs, which are both better ANC and a better all-round feature set. Of course, the big draw of the Beats Fit Pro is going to be for more active users because you've got that flexible wing tip as well, although I did find that impacted the comfort levels. So if you want buds that you're going to be rocking in your ears for a good, 3-4 hours, even longer than that, then you might want to look elsewhere. So there she blows, but it'd be great to hear from you guys down below. If you've actually been using the Beats Fit Pro, for instance, if you're in the US or you're watching this video after the UK launch, it'd be great to hear your thoughts in those comments. And please do poke, subscribe, and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest tech, and have yourselves a fan-bloody-tastic rest of the week. Cheers everyone, love you.